And hi, everybody. We thought we'd give you a quick view of the look out our window on the beautiful beaches of Okaloosa Island. We're Mike and Jennifer. This is Ask Us Anything. It's Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, and wherever you are, there's a bunch of you on. We're delighted to see you all today. It was a nice Sunday, wasn't it? About the
It was a
most.
very nice day, very restful, beautiful day. I
Well,
hope you all had a restful, beautiful day.
yeah, I wonder how all your weather was. What was the temperature here today? It was warm.
I don't know.
I think
I didn't pay any attention. It was
it's in the
hot out
80s.
there.
Had to be in
It
the
was hot
80s.
out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It can be not that high, but it's really hot. You
Yep.
feel like an egg kind of frying out there.
Yep. Well, let's catch up on a few of you, and then we'll have a couple of remarks, and then get to your questions. Want to remind you, as you ask questions, you can do a super chat, and that comes right to our attention when you do a super chat. There's a little dollar sign on there, and YouTube, we get a little cut, and YouTube gets a little cut, and that's one way. The other way, just type it in, and when you do type in your question all in caps, and that way at the beginning of it, question, then we'll know that you're there. Or if it's a comment, type that in all in comments and caps, and that way it helps us because we get so many posts on here, and I'm trying to talk to the camera and talk to Jennifer and answer your questions, and I'm also looking at the next question we'll take. And when I see question in all caps, it helps. First one on tonight, we always say hi to the first person on, and that was Linda McCrae in Gainesville, Georgia. Larry and Linda up there in Gainesville, Georgia, you guys are open for business. You're one of, I think, 31 states, either this week or next, will be easing some of their stay at home requirements. Not all of them, but some of them, as this lockdown, this national lockdown we've all been in, begins to lighten up a little bit and the nation begins to reopen. We know that some parks, state parks around the country, will be opening in the next few days. Some already are. Some will be taking reservations for May yet, and many by summer. We expect to see a lot of us on the road over the next couple of months, but just a little more patience, right?
A little bit.
Yep. But boy, it's going to be hard to get us to go anywhere with weather like we've had down here. Just spectacular. The Florida beaches open, at least in our neck of the woods, up in the Panhandle. They open here partially on Friday, May 1st. They open for, I think, 2.5 hours in the morning and 2.5 hours at night, and they're going to see how that goes. And I think the big thing they're worried about is a huge influx of travelers, of tourists, RVers included. They really aren't ready for that. They want to just ease back into this, and I think we all have to respect that. But we are seeing some hope, a lot more hope even than a week ago. Edward Varga is one of the first ones with us usually, and he's in Bergen County, New Jersey, where it's cold and rainy. And he's talking about an earlier tease of our near the beach in the sun. I did a Facebook Live on our RV Lifestyle Facebook group a couple hours ago. It was just so beautiful, and I felt I wanted to share it with everybody and show you what it's like down here. So
And we have been spending too much time together because I was taking Bo for a walk and Mike didn't want to go for a walk. And Bo would not go because you weren't with us.
we have to be together. We
We
are
are
a
all
pack.
together, or he's upset.
Every now and then I'll take him if I've taken him out to relieve himself. He walks out with me and then he stops and he waits for Jennifer to come. Or if we're going to check the mail or something, he stops and he waits. We all have to be
We
together,
have to be together.
all three of us. And he's with us right now and getting his
Yeah,
pets.
putting a cold nose on me if I stop petting him.
Yep, he does. All right, first question from Davis, Tandy, and Buster. Did you ever hear from YouTube about the 100K subscribers? Hello from Rochester, New York. Well, I don't know because we turned 100K just before we left on this trip. And I don't know how long it usually takes to get that 100,000 subscriber plaque that they give channels like ours, but I have not received it. I don't think it's either they sent it and it wasn't forwarded to us, or it just takes a while. But we have not received it yet, and when we do, we'll be glad to show you. But you just asked
Trust
me about
me,
that
you will
today.
know as soon as we get it. There'll
Yeah,
probably be a special news alert.
yeah, you were asking me today
Yeah.
about that. So Great question.
Oh, please stop.
Uh, Efren, stay safe and healthy. We've been healthy. We've been very safe, and truth told, a little bored. Yeah, we find lots of stuff to do, but not enough. I haven't seen your interview with Mark and Trish Leach from Keep Your Daydream, but wondered about your thoughts about uh, traveling with kids and pets as they do. Of course, you too. I am thinking about launching videos, including horses. What you think? Well, the video's up with Mark and Trish. That was, I think it was even
Quite a
last
while
year.
ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. So
I
you
bet
have
you
to look.
featuring videos with horses, people would love that.
Yeah, if somebody's thinking we're gonna get some barking because there's DOGs. Shh, don't tell Bo coming out across the street. I see.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he sees them and you'll hear. The
Oh
thing about
boy.
a YouTube channel, there's so many people doing this. I mean, so many people. So many people are having these quote virtual summits that uh, we just don't do those because only people make any money on those are the people who organize them. And I mean, it's just everybody's doing this, and it's almost ludicrous now. I mean, we couldn't walk at the last RV show in Tampa 20 feet without somebody saying, "Hey, we watch you guys all the time."
And we're
And
delighted.
yeah, and we're starting our own channel, and that's great, and we give people ideas. But now you have to have some kind of a niche. So think of it. And traveling with horses, that's a huge horse community. I think people would be very interested in that,
Hmm.
particularly if you could involve the horses in the video, give them some personality, take them for rides, take everybody with you in a video as you ride. I'd watch that. I think that would be great. So good luck to that. Let us know what happens. I think that would be really a fun thing to watch. So there's still room. Just always have something that you do that other people don't do. And I think you asked us about traveling with kids. Well, we traveled a lot with our kids when we were just sort of weekend campers as our kids were growing up. And Mark and Trish, their kids, and now two of them are in college, and one's with them, and they're all getting older, and things change. But your kids are going to develop a love of the outdoors and of camping. So I think most of our kids love this.
Two out of three.
Two out of three like the camping lifestyle. Yeah. Uh, all right, let's see. I'm looking for more question. Does anyone else like guessing the floor of an RV based on the outside? Well, there's not a lot of differences on the floor plan. Have you noticed much? You know, uh,
Well, I don't know if you're comparing B's and B pluses and C's and A's and,
yeah,
camper vans, everything.
yeah. It's hard to say. So, but they're bed in the front, bed in the back. That's about
Well,
it.
it's all kinds of bunk beds
King
and
size,
curtains and,
yeah. It depends on
you
the
know,
size. You have more options when it's
right,
bigger, right?
right.
Yeah.
I never
Uh,
could tell anything from the outside, but it's interesting the inside.
Joe Woods, how do you store your RV when you're traveling? When you are not traveling,
It
cover indoors?
it just unfortunately just sits out. We have never put a cover on it, and we've talked about it. Maybe if we got another home, we would build something to put over the top of it.
The truth is, we have never sat in one place as long as we have now.
Right.
This is our seventh or eighth week of being in this sort of lockdown. The beach is closed here on the 21st, so we're 5 weeks into that, and the RV has just kind of been sitting there. He sees the dogs, and now he's going to bark.
Oh,
Don't bark, Bo. He's right. He's right.
oh,
He's right over there now. Yeah, yeah,
control,
yeah.
little
Control.
self control.
Good dog. Breathe, breathe, Bo. Um, and we never have used a cover. They're just because we drive ours so often and we're using it so much. So this is the most it's ever sat, and
And
it's in the sun.
Michigan weather, I wouldn't want it to freeze on or stick on somehow. I don't know how you get them off if they, a little rain or something gets underneath and then it refreezes.
Yeah, they're okay for that. They're not going
That
to
works.
stick. Nope.
Okay.
You're good. But it's because it covers everything, and then but it's a hassle. It's a 2-3 person job to really get one on easily. Are you planning an RV trip this summer? We are planning Yellowstone, but not sure what the situation will be when we get there or stay there. Where are you planning to go if you RV this summer? Let me talk about Yellowstone. Yellowstone, I now am told, is supposedly opening, and you need to verify this yourself, but the last I heard was, I think, June 15th. And I know West Yellowstone, people are getting ready to open that town up, that entry town to Yellowstone. Even in the next couple of weeks, I've talked to some work campers this week that were on their way there. So Yellowstone's going to be open. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. The president announced this week that he plans to get the national parks open in all their glory as soon as he can. But I think a couple weeks yet before we see that. So where are we planning on going this year, this summer? What's our plans
Well, we had a huge trip planned,
for right
but
now? But yeah,
I meant wasn't it starting in August or September?
yeah. Did we
The big
cancel that? You said had.
Well, I
That-
don't know. We have it planned.
I want to still do it. um, so what are we going to do then?
Well, in summer, hopefully we'll travel around Michigan, maybe go down to Ohio, I'm thinking, or kind of stay in our area for summer, and then come fall, we've got a big trip.
Yep. Right now we're planning the Canadian Rockies, the Pacific Northwest, California. We plan to pretty much hit the road in August and stay on the road until probably November by the time we get back. So that's our big plan. We're planning right now to be in Mexico and Arizona. There's still a shot we may run out to Arizona or New Mexico on a shorter trip this before summer, but each week that goes by is probably looking like that's not going to happen either. So I think our first big trip will probably be in August when we start heading out west.
And I don't know when people will be able to travel in Michigan. I have a feeling that'll be probably the last state.
Yeah, Michigan, probably 2023 or something like that. The way it's
Really?
looking in Michigan. I don't want to laugh, but I mean, the governor there is like this laughing stock of the country. She is. Come on, everybody's laughing at her. And so who knows when Michigan will open up? Some of the she eased a little bit of the restrictions this week, but not very many. So who knows
You
when
can buy
Michigan
paint and
will
flower
open?
seeds and plants.
Yeah, but
Yard workers can work. That's good.
yeah.
That's good. Those people all have to work.
Jeffrey has an interesting question. He said, I'm interested in what full-time RV lifestyle is like on rainy days.
Well, it depends on where you're located. Take a good book, watch a movie, read, uh, just stay in, or else if you're in an area where you can go to a museum or someplace, you go there.
Yeah.
Or put on a raincoat and go for a walk. It depends on what you want to do.
Yeah. Um, just like you would anywhere else. Your
Hmm.
home is your RV and enjoy it.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's really relaxing. Yeah, there's nothing, no better way to nap than in an RV in a rain with the rain pounding on the roof. Is there?
No.
Have you enjoyed your beach yet? Hi from Bill and Kim, sheltering in place in northwestern Illinois. Well, we have, Kim. We've really enjoyed our beach. This picture is a shot of our beach. We were visiting a neighboring condo here,
It's up for sale. We wanted to go look at it.
so we got in this thing, and it's just two buildings down from ours. They had an open house. We got in it, and it's just a spectacular view. And we're wandering through, and a piece. I just went in and went out on the balcony, and that's the view of where everything is. You see those buildings on the left with the red and the pink,
Orange,
the blue pool. We're
aqua.
the building one more that way down. So we had walked in to see this, and Jennifer and I came in off the balcony, and
We came in different ways.
I said, "Hey Jen, how much do you think this cost?" And she didn't know, and it was 1.19 million. So if it'd be nice, we could invite many of you there. They had this, but isn't that an awesome view? It's just awesome. That's a sixth floor, actually, it's
Penthouse.
technically the seventh floor, but it's just a beautiful area.
It needed a lot of work.
But that's what the beach looks like, and our place here, we can get right next to the beach. Right, I mean, for all practice, you're on the beach, and the water's 30 feet, 40 feet away. Our building ends we have like a pool deck, and we sit there a lot, and it's just like being on the beach. So we haven't been on. We do like to walk it, and we hope to do that on Friday when they open them up.
We
And
will walk it, but the hard part is our beach dogs aren't allowed. And Bo doesn't take kindly to us going for walks and leaving him behind.
yeah, he doesn't. Like you said, he's got this pack mentality going now.
Yeah.
When you camp and you use your Unity as main transportation, do you mark your spot somehow or worry about someone taking your spot if you're not out exploring or out to dinner?
We mark our spot. We've got a sign that says this spot taken. You can use all different kinds of things to mark your spot.
I thought something touched me. That was your foot. I thought it was Bo under there. Yeah, we have
I
a
wonder
little.
why you're grabbing my leg.
Well, we haven't been together a lot. I got to do something with all this free time. Uh, I'm surprised you didn't hit me for that one. Uh, we do have a little sign that says campsite occupied, and we found that at an RV show someplace, and we carried that around. And sometimes we'll put that in the ground. But we have never had a problem losing our spot or having anybody try and take it. Sometimes we'll leave other things
You
there.
can leave cones there. If there's trees, put a rope up and just,
Some people put a
sign
rope
hanging
up
on it.
and a
I wish we
plastic
had
milk
taken a
jug.
picture of the one really clever sign that somebody had been given as a gift. But, it was so nice, I'd be afraid somebody would steal it because we saw that in Canada. It was just a really clever,
I
when
don't
we used to,
remember it.
I could say, I wish we would have taken a picture of it and kept it handy.
Okay, well, but so it said it's
It was very
occupied.
clever about being occupied, but it was too clever. I'd be afraid somebody might take it.
And some people have them made. There's services available. You can have them made like a little flag with your name on it and stuff, and people put those out. But we just have never had a problem with that, Debbie. So thanks for
And
the.
you're always a little worried when you leave a chair or a couple things on the picnic table to show that somebody's there because, things sometimes disappear.
Debbie says, "Have you heard whether or not leisure travel vans is back into active production?" I talked to somebody there this week, I think on Friday, and they said that many of their suppliers were opening up this week and starting to ship again, and they hope to be up in just a few days. So they're not up yet, but they're looking, I think, in the next week or so, and we'll let you know. Uh, Richard asked a question. I'm asked this every week. Why did you choose the Unity FX
Oh,
over the Wonder? And Richard, I can direct you to the videos. We got videos on both of them up here. Take a look at those, and you can see. But short answer, we wanted a 2019 Sprinter chassis, and we weren't happy with it was the 2018 Ford chassis at that time, the Ford Transit chassis. Now everything has changed in the year and a half or so now since we bought ours. The Ford Transit 2020 chassis has a huge step up in terms of many more features. It's been totally redesigned. They've added now all-wheel drive, which is a big game changer in my book for an RV chassis. But that wasn't available, and we've been delighted with our Unity FX. And again,
there
you
is
can
so much room in it, lots of room.
check
And
the
you
videos.
could you could bring along a third person, a grandkid or whatever, because that sofa in the back, it doesn't make into a bed, but somebody could sleep on it
Yep. So,
easily.
yep. But again, take a look at all the videos that we have done, and you can see it. What software are you using? I'm using a software package for this called Ecamm, Ecamm, and that's one we use. Uh, Question from Kate: looking at a new Class B, lithium is so expensive, about $1,000 a battery. If I get a regular battery unit, which would be an AGM, um, that's what most of them are using now, and then do the whole upgrade like you did, but to include the air conditioning usage, what watts do I need as a rough cost? To run your air conditioner on um, batteries, you need to have at least three, preferably four lithium batteries. So that's figure 4 grand. Plus, you'll then need at least a 3,000 watt inverter, at least. Add another $1,200 to that. Add the installation cost, probably another minimum of $1,000. And you've got a huge upgrade package involved. We have two lithium batteries and we have a 2,000 watt inverter. And so we can't run the air conditioning. When we do want to run the air conditioning, we turn on the generator, and it's no big deal. It's not, if the generators, you hear it, but it's not as loud as others that we've had, right?
Right.
And the 2,000 watt inverter is enough for us to run the microwave, which we run much more than we do the air conditioning. Maybe to warm up food and really not a lot. Maybe
No,
we didn't run that very much. So lithium it's a trade. How much time are you going to be out there? You're going to be full time are you going to be full-time boondocking? Then those are multi-thousand-dollar costs that you may want to factor into whatever it is you're buying.
And then where are you going? How hot and humid is it going to be? How hard is it going to be to cool off your place?
Now, when we did our lithium, Battleborn became a sponsor of ours, and so we got a pretty good price break on it, obviously. But I had just installed two AGM batteries, and that was, I think, $750 for two AGM batteries, two 6 volt, uh, AGM batteries, and that was great. Um, I think probably for 85, 90% of what I'm doing, having the solar, 400 watts of solar charge those AGMs, I would be fine. We do a lot more boondocking than probably most people, so that's why we like the lithium. But to run your air conditioner, you need a lot of batteries and a big inverter. So it is expensive. It's very expensive. Hey, let's do a shout out. No question, but Isaac says it's his birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Isaac.
That'll warn others not to say it's their birthday so that
Yeah,
Mike doesn't sing to you.
yeah, it's good.
We need to get
Um,
some kind of little graphic or something for some kind of little birthday
yeah,
thing.
maybe a little sound bite. We
Yeah.
can probably make some sound. I got all that
Yeah.
time.
You
I should
gotta,
make some silly little special
right.
effects here.
You should. I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Yep, yep. Um,
May you get the kind of cake that you like.
so we were talking about being in Arizona this time. There's your question. Sun City, West Arizona. It's 100 degrees today. I heard that Arizona was getting its first triple digits the weather this year. So there you go. Joan wants to know, does my Unity have the leveling system? Yes.
Yes.
Another reason I really wanted
Unity.
the Unity automatic levelers. Oh my goodness, how did we ever live without them?
Pretty crooked.
Yeah, I could sleep like that when it's time to go to bed, or like that. Jennifer, y'all read the little fairy tale, The Princess and the Pearl,
P.
The Princess and the Pea. Well, that's Jennifer, my princess, and I never could get our other units quite level. Even on flat, in a commercial campground, even on a pad of cement, it just never was quite level. But that automatic level,
Oh, Bo. Bo.
you scared me,
Shh.
Bo. Now you're scaring dogs all over the country are going to be barking because they're going to hear you bark.
He is Bo.
Yeah.
Come on, Bo.
There's a
You're gonna
little
have to
dog
leave.
running around out
You're
there.
gonna have to leave, Bo.
Oh,
Come
you're
over here
not
and sit
welcome
down.
here.
Come on, sit
There he
down.
goes.
Sit down.
He knows
You
he's
have to
not
sit.
supposed to bark.
But he can't help it.
So we have this. We just love the leveling system. Push a
Stop
button,
it.
it levels, and it's great. And something else that's really nice that I never did before is when you empty your black and gray tanks, you can level it up on one side so that it will
Raise it up on one side.
empty even better, and that's really nice. So it's great, and we are big believers in that, and always want to have a leveling system. Uh, do you recommend leisure travel vans? How do you like your RV? Again, we answer that question all the time. Well, we bought one, so we obviously like them.
We do like it. We
Yeah,
fell in love the moment we saw it. And I mean, that was quite a few years ago when we first saw a leisure travel
we were
van.
in
And
a
we
road trip
both
then.
really liked, we loved, being a woman. I liked the colors on the interior. I like the way they're decorated. Little thing,
Yeah.
but I like it.
Dan and Jan just down Highway 98 here along the Panhandle in Destin. We heard Alabama state parks are open for camping. Have you heard? We're ready to go. I have not heard that they're open yet. They may be. I don't know. I know Georgia state parks are, and I know Florida state parks are taking mid-May reservations. And I know Texas state parks, I think, are taking reservations, and a bunch of others. But I have not heard about Alabama. So I don't know, but it is coming. Uh, any updates on the new Ford Wonder gasoline engine? No, other than what I said a little bit earlier, that the chassis are now arriving. I have confirmed that many of the RV manufacturers that are building on the new Ford 2020 chassis, 2020 Transit chassis, they are getting both the all-wheel and the two-wheel versions, and they run on gas, and lots of features and upgrades in the cab. I've not seen one yet, but looking forward to seeing one. And we're watching Ford become a big player in that chassis. A lot of RV manufacturers, particularly as this boom in Class B small motorhomes continues, Ford is wisely and very well positioned now. especially since the Mercedes Sprinter chassis, the 2020 chassis, uh, as of just before the shutdown, were not even arriving yet at dealers or at manufacturers. And the 2019s were just starting to arrive in enough numbers for people to start building, but still a long delay in fulfilling Sprinter orders. So the Ford Transits, if Ford is building enough of them and continues to get them, they're going to be a really great option for people who don't want to wait a year or two to get what they want in a Sprinter van. Uh, ever eaten at? You must know this, Neil Blair. Ever eaten at Louisiana Lagniappe? My favorite restaurant.
Very good food, and their bread pudding is super good.
I
I don't think they
absolutely.
make anything that's bad.
Yeah, they're closed, and we would normally go there. They're kind of a pricey restaurant, not terrible, but you know, eating out.
They used to have, when it's off season, they used to have 2 can dine for 49 with wine. So 2 dinners and a bottle of wine for $49.
And I think they raised it
They
this
raised
year
it to
to
55.
54, and now, of course, it's no longer the winter season, so the prices are back normal. But a little bit of Cajun flavor seafood is their specialty. Um, Great ambiance. It's kind of on the far end of the harbor in Destin, and it's my favorite restaurant down here.
And we like to eat outside.
Oh, I got a couple of other favorites that I like, so I shouldn't say that,
We
but
ate there once. We ate there as soon as we got here because we wanted to get
we've
one
eaten
time in.
there every time we were down
I'm,
here.
I'm talking this trip.
Oh, okay,
This
yeah,
trip.
yeah, this trip, and then they shut down. Yeah, we eat there almost every week.
I
Um,
wouldn't say that, but we try to eat there.
let's see. Chris says, "I know you're all getting down south, and here I was complaining it's chilly here. We're not getting cooked. It's pretty nice.
I was getting cooked.
Yeah." Uh,
It's hot out there. You lasted about half an hour, and then you said, "Woo,
I see my nose. It's all. I'm
yeah,
putting number 50 on that, and it's still
that's
good.
good."
Road Trick Buddy, if you were in Michigan right now, what would you be doing at home?
We'd be in lockdown, and so
Riding my Peloton bike
yes,
and getting rid of all the weight I gained on this lockdown down here.
yeah. I
Not eating key lime
this is the
pie.
longest I've ever gone without exercising. I can't bring. I don't want to jog. I guess or run,
Um,
walk fast outside. It's kind of humid and hot.
yeah. Um, what's your favorite place to boondock in the U.S.? Probably Utah. Utah. Love Utah. And some of the, gosh, see, I always kept thinking. Then I think of some of those national forest campgrounds on the north end of Yellowstone.
Beautiful,
Those are awesome. So,
beautiful.
and then Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Yellowstone is calling me.
Yeah, yep. Well, we'll be there. Kathy says, "What's your favorite Michigan campground?" Um, I don't know. Wintertime, it's Tequamanon Falls. We love that in the
Hmm.
winter. Um,
Oh, I like St. Ignace.
you like Straits State Park in St.
Yes,
Ignace?
that's a state park,
Yeah.
and you get to look at the Mackinac Bridge, and it's pleasant.
We like the Ludington State Park
Mhm.
over on Lake Michigan side. We like the Porcupine Mountains. We like the boondocking part there of the Presqu'île State Park, but I think they have some hookups there too
I think we were talking about we'd like to go up to Copper Harbor
at
this
the
summer.
Wilkins State Park.
We'd
Is
like
that
to go up
Wilkins? I
there.
think that's Wilkins. Yeah, we love Copper Harbor, and we plan to go up
And if
there.
they would let Bo go on the ferry, we could go over to Isle Royale.
Okay, Neil now wants to know our other favorite restaurants.
In the area,
Beauchamp's. Love Beauchamp's. That's
I
probably the
like
high end seafood, but that's just awesome.
I like Dewey Destin.
You like the Navarre one,
I
though.
like the Navarre one best.
Dewey
But
Destin
Dewey Destin has shrimp, a lightly breaded shrimp. That's good.
and then
Not too heavy.
this is the only place that we eat seafood. And there's a new little place that just opened a 5 minute walk from us up down here on Okaloosa Island called the Stubby's Sea Shanty. And they have a nice little lightly fried shrimp special too. What else do you like?
Well, you like.
Oh, the Marina Cafe. That's a nice spot.
Mhm.
That's the one thing about this area. There's so many great restaurants, but I don't think any the Stoobies is
Beauchamps?
open. I said
Oh,
Beauchamps,
you did? Okay.
but none of those I don't think are open even for takeout yet because they're
Yeah.
pretty high end restaurants except for Stoobies and Dewey Destin
Was
is now open
closed.
for takeout.
Was closed. Now it's open in
Yep,
Navarre. I
yep,
don't think it's open in Destin. They have 3 different restaurants.
yep. Uh, Joe Rotano. Hey, Joe, welcome. Hi to you and Joanne. You are super smart to hold up in Florida, then travel back to Michigan. Yeah,
All of our friends and our
tell us
kids are
about it.
telling us that we can't go home. I
Yeah,
mean, at home, I have 1,000 things that I'd like to do.
but I have never
Relaxed,
sat. Well, I think I'm not. I'm kind of antsy now. Aren't you getting a little cabin fever?
you think?
I think, yeah. She misses her gym, but I want to be out doing that's a new camera I got, and I've shot a couple of our stand-ups on the video released yesterday. I shot that, but I want to go out and do some videos. We got all
Okay.
these videos we want to do.
We called a friend yesterday to say, how well stocked are the grocery stores? How is life in the area that we live? He said, stay where you are.
Yeah. Um. So here we are. We will probably leave here in a couple of weeks if Michigan lightens up a little bit, but who knows? Um, it's the political situation isn't good up there right now,
And I think
and
there's some feuding going on,
there's
and
a whole lot of feuding
I
going
think it's
on.
only going to get worse
Yeah, yeah, I
because
do too.
it's going to be another march on Thursday, and
And
we'll probably get punished more. The timeout's going to be extended.
everybody's mad at everybody.
Yeah.
There's all these factions that you got to stay home, and then
Oh,
more and
let's
more
not go
people,
there.
more and more people say no, it's
Nobody wants to
okay.
hear that.
Yeah, but hey,
People getting $1,000 ticket for buying paint, and
oh,
yeah,
no,
there's
that's yep.
a lot of craziness.
But Joe, it's good to hear from you. Shanna, have you ever been to Lazy Days? If so, any thoughts you'd like to share about it? We've not been to their dealership. It's a huge, probably the largest dealership, maybe in the country, I think. Uh, I should do a tour of them the next time we're in the Tampa area because that's really, I think, their main one. And they have a park. I believe they have an RV park there. And one of the things they do that I would like to do a video on actually is they do, I think, RV driver training. And it's aimed primarily at people who buy like Class Bs or big fifth wheels, and they learn how to back up and all that stuff. But I think we could all benefit from that, and I would love to learn more about that. So,
That would be fun. That
yeah,
is a really good video.
yeah, I think so.
When are we going to get over there? Who knows, huh?
Well, I don't know. I think we could actually, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about actually today. It's on my list. I think we could actually, in a week or two, travel around Florida and do a couple of stories. So maybe
Maybe.
we may do that as well. Hey, can we do a quick plug on a couple of things? For those of you who are planning an RV trip right now, and you hear us always talking about boondocking, many of you know that we have written a book on boondocking, a guide to boondocking, and it's all of our experience and that of a lot of other experts we've talked to. Lots of pictures, lots of tips. It's probably the best selling of all of the library of books we have. And there's the link to our whole book library. But if you go there now, it's on a special sale that ends tonight at midnight. It's normally $27, instant download. You get it, and it's $20, but it expires at midnight tonight. That's our boondocking resource book right there, and that's the address. And when you're there, you can look around. You can see we now have 7 different RV lifestyle, uh, 7-day adventure guides for people of different regions of the country, including 2 in Florida, and then Upper Peninsula of Michigan and Utah, Yellowstone. We've got lots of them out there, Adirondacks. So give it a check, and we invite you to see that if you can. Question from Linda. She wants to know, did you, let me get that off of there. Did you go for a walk on the beach this morning? Nope, not yet. Not supposed to do it until Friday the 1st
But
down
if we got a
here.
surfboard, we could go surfing.
Yeah, we saw 5 surfers out there the other day, and I was worried somebody was going to call the police on them because there's a lot of people who like to snitch out their neighbors, I guess. We weren't going to do that. We were just watching them.
I was worried sick about them.
But we're told that you can go out there and surf if you have a board. You're not on the beach. You're out in the water, and you guys have to have a board. I saw somebody sneak out in front of our place and went swimming, and then they ran back across the beach. The beach patrol is always
Making
back and forth.
criminals out
So
of us all.
yeah, they are. But It was,
but for a good cause.
it
Yeah.
was, yep, and I think it's really helped
It's the
because
young guys, they got to get rid of some of their energy.
this area of Florida has been relatively unaffected as compared to so many other parts of the country. So we have been very blessed to be here. I saw some news have said that national parks, state parks will be very popular places this summer. Should we worry they'll be overcrowded? Joanne, let me give you a little tip. They're always overcrowded.
Yeah.
However, I think they'll be a little less crowded because much of that overcrowding has come from tours from Asia and particularly tours from China. If you've been to any of the national parks in the last several years, you have found that every place you stop, there is a tour bus loaded with Chinese tourists on it. And I think that you're not going to see Chinese tourists coming in this summer. I don't think so. Maybe, but so sure, people are going to go. I've been saying right along, I think we're going to see a big boom in the RV industry as people who are tired of being housebound want to get out. They want
And
to
you want your
explore.
own bathroom and kitchen, water supply, shower.
If you're thinking about going on a cruise before, you don't want to go on a cruise now. If you were thinking of doing a European vacation, people aren't going to want to do that for a while. They're a little nervous. But in your own RV, which is the ultimate social distancing vessel, I think you're going to see a lot of people RVing. But I don't think it'll be any more crowded than it normally is. Kim, have you met RVers that use the campsites with small structures that just have a kitchenette and laundry? Um, I don't know what she's talking about there. Do you?
You have to
A
leave it.
kitchenette. I wonder if I don't know what she means.
Camp.
There are campgrounds that have laundries in them. Most of the commercial campgrounds also have washer and dryers that you can use. They don't have kitchenettes, so I
I've
don't know.
not seen a kitchen area that
No,
you can use.
no, not a. Some resort type campgrounds have kitchens that they use in
I
their
mean,
group
sometimes
areas,
there's
but
a grill.
yeah. But I don't know when your question use campsites with small structures that just have a kitchenette and laundry. I'm not sure I understand the question. So, Dennis, we are looking at purchasing our first RV. What class B would you recommend for traveling the country with a 2-year-old and a dog? You're going to be very crowded, and hopefully you all get along real well. Any of the class Bs out there would be able to handle that. I think most of the class Bs.
Got to
Um,
figure out where your 2-year-old sleeps.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Where's your 2-year-old going to sleep? So,
Because, like with the Wonder, there's two seats that you could fill in, and that could be a bed for a little person. In the front, those two seats that face each other right
yeah,
behind the driver and the passenger seat,
yeah.
there's a little piece of wood that comes up, and then there's a little gap, and a child could sleep there.
Pleasureway, leisure travel van, Coachman, Road Trek,
You got to look at all those floor
American
plans.
Patriot, the Fleetwood IROC. They all have different Class Bs. They all would work in different configuration. You have to choose what chassis, whether it's the Ford Transit chassis that we've been talking about, the Sprinter, the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis,
What do they say?
the Dodge ProMaster.
$25,000 for a Sprinter? I mean, the Mercedes.
No, they're more than that. The big ones
25,000
are.
extra.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, for the. The Sprinter costs that much
Yeah.
more. Yeah, Sprinters are the most expensive of them. Um, Rose wants to know: have you ever traveled to the Grand Tetons? We have.
Yes.
Any suggestions of camping, whether dispersed or campgrounds? We're heading there in July. Well, you'll find that there's some wonderful campgrounds in the Grand Tetons, but they're all crowded. They're all full. They're all booked. So you're going to have a rough time. You better
Book it
try and
now.
reservation as soon as you
Get
can.
a
Start calling.
reservation.
But let me give you a little secret hint. My favorite town, and it's only maybe an hour from the Tetons, Du Bois, Wyoming. It's near the Wind River Indian Reservation. It's a little west of that. Dubois. It's a cowboy town. It has a surprising number of 2 or 3 restaurants, and they're all really good restaurants, by the way. Remember those places?
Hmm.
We celebrated an anniversary in Du Bois with a cold. We both had colds. Remember that? That's where I got that horse picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I went out
And
at
somebody
night.
recognized Bo.
Oh yeah, We had just pulled
Oh,
in,
I'm sorry.
and
Was it
it
Ty?
was
It was
Ty, our
Ty.
old dog, yeah, or Bo's successor or Bo's predecessor. Yeah, we were both sick in the RV, and Ty was tied
Oh,
outside and just
that's
lying
right.
on things. And Ty, we watch your videos. We laughing. But I love that town, and we stay there all the time. There's a couple of commercial campgrounds there, and there is some boondocking on the outside of town, and it's just an hour from the Tetons. Check it out, Dubois, Wisconsin, or Dubois, Wyoming. It's a great area.
Love the horses in Wyoming.
Well, I was going to tell that story. It was sunset, and you always photographers always want to be out there at sunset. It's a golden hour, and the light was great. And I was at this big ranch, and they had a nice fence and a herd of 8 or 9 horses, different colored horses, and they were off in the distance, and I wanted to shoot them. So I went to the fence to take a picture, and they saw me, and they all ran right over to the fence and wanted to get petted. And so I did, but I got a much closer picture. I didn't think it'd be any good because they look so good with the mountains behind them. But this turned out to be one of my favorite photos, and if I had it here, I'd show it to you. But that's Dubois, Wyoming, and we really like it. Michael, purchased your 7 ebooks. Love all the information you have in them. Trying to book a campground site at Yellowstone in September. Looks like they're all booked up. Is that normal in September?
Ooh,
Yes, it is. Now, you might want to look outside of Yellowstone. Look in West Yellowstone. I'm sure you can find a campground there. West Yellowstone is a gateway town to Yellowstone. And it only exists because Yellowstone's right there. Shuts down in the winter, but it's opening up right now. There's lots of big campgrounds there. And right to the west of those campgrounds is the Gallatin National Forest. And there's lots of dispersed places to camp there if you like to boondock. And then if you want to go in the north end of Yellowstone, there's some national forest campgrounds. There's several up there, up north of near Silver City, Wyoming. And let's see, where else do we, or in Silver City, Montana, I think it is. And then Cody, Wyoming on the east end. There's several big commercial places there. And we really recommend Cody. It's got
it's
the
fun.
finest museum I've ever seen on the West, the Buffalo Bill Museum, the Museum of the West. Awesome place. So look in those cities and you'll be great. Uh, well, gosh, everybody's buying our books. This is good. I recently purchased your Adirondack Mountain Region Guide. I love it. Fantastic resource. I'm thinking about going to the Adirondack Mountains this summer. We would go back like that. We love the Adirondacks. Just loved it. In fact, we ended up staying an extra week, just poking around, and had a wonderful time. We were there during mosquito season, which was mid June, mid late June, I think it was.
Yeah, we got there a little too early.
And a week or two later would have been easy. Actually, it wasn't. Well, the mosquitoes
It
were
was
bad, but
some
then those
other
bat
insect,
flies. Remember?
some little
We
insect
have a
that was.
video. Go look at that
Yeah,
video, and yeah, that's the one where we went up. We were going up the mountain, and I stopped to go get a vista shot, and I was swarmed by these flies, and you see them buzzing the camera. It's up here. Look up just search for in our videos here on the channel on our Adirondack
yeah.
video.
I'll never forget that one because you got me when I was extremely crabby,
Yeah.
and you said, "Oh, this is realistic."
Oh, that's
Lucky you're
right.
still alive.
I did. Well, I'm always rolling in the video, and she came back, and it was just like natural, and you were like, okay. So I just ran with it, and she said, "Why did you make it all look so bad?" Anyway, we did really enjoy the Adirondacks. Thank you for the kind words about our Adirondack guy. Uh, we did our stand up in the video this week, our stand up close, and we promoted all of our travel guide books, at that books address there. And I said, um, we've got like 20 more that we want to do. We're ready to do 20 more. And we said that even if nobody buys them, we're just going to keep doing them because we have had so much fun focusing on a region and finding all the stops and then getting all the videos and then learning about the region. It's been just so much fun for us. So
Gives you purpose.
now I'm getting frustrated that we can't get out there
Well,
now.
we
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. We got to get out there. That's good. Um, so many RV groups talk about the need for dehumidifiers. Do you recommend it? Debbie, we have never felt we needed one.
We have felt that we needed a humidifier a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, that's when we run forced air in the winter. I would maybe consider that, but we've never really felt we needed a humidifier. Uh, I mean, maybe because we try to camp not in really hot and humid places. We try and use altitude to keep the temperatures in maybe the 70s. And down here in Florida, we've camped usually in the winter, early spring, or fall, and it's not quite so bad here. But we have never really felt that we have needed a humidifier. I know a lot of people like it, but we just don't feel it's necessary. I don't think, right?
Someday we probably need it. Whenever you say we don't need, then it seems like we do.
Aren't you glad you're not stuck in Michigan during this? Your governor's making, yes, she certainly is, isn't she? I'm not saying anything. Uh, Always so funny to see you jump every time Bo barks.
Well, he
Yeah,
barks. He's really loud, and I thought you were going to say jump when the cold snout gets stuck on me, and I'm like, whoa.
yeah,
He's exhausted now. He's laying down.
yeah. Our friend Jim Deepenbrook. Hi, Jim, and good to see you on there. Um, hey, Jim, I got a new camera. See that? Jim's a great photographer. Ohio State Parks, says Jim, are open except Hocking Hills, which is on the eastern side of Ohio. That's good to know, and hopefully that will be open soon as we get closer to May and summer. Uh, okay, see, they heard Davis is at the window trying to figure out what
Buster,
Bo was barking
Buster,
at. Buster,
Buster's at the.
Davis, Tandy, and Buster. Yeah,
Oh,
Bo.
you're a troublemaker.
Bo's now lying down. He's
He's
quite
exhausted.
humiliated. Yep. Uh, is your goal someday to skip the propane and go solar and lots of lithium batteries and go 12-volt DC, including AC?
We've had that.
No, we did. We had it in one of our road trucks.
Mm-hmm.
We have had all electric, and I'm not a big fan of inductive top cooking.
Excuse me.
Is it? Why are you laughing,
Because
woman?
you don't do any cooking.
Well, I'm not a fan of inductive cooking. I'm not particularly a fan of propane either, but I will grill. That's true. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't like the inductive. It never seems very intuitive. No, you don't like it either because it's hard to operate.
I found it hard to start, but I seem like
Okay.
I'm always having a rough time getting the thing to turn on.
Well, maybe it's a little operator error because the
Yeah.
first we got this thing right, and we go out and
Take food.
I never
Going
been there in
south.
section. We take the food. We're gonna cook. And it wouldn't work. Doggone, this thing wouldn't
Manuals
work.
are for
And I'm
babies,
mad. Yeah,
right?
manuals are for babies. No, really. And finally, I called the manufacturer, and they says, "Well, do you have inductive cookware?" And I said, "Say what?" You got to have special cookware for it. But I don't have a problem with propane. It doesn't bother me at all. We would keep our unit very well maintained. I have no safety concerns about propane, and we have,
Maybe if you had an older unit,
yeah,
time, you'd worry about the propane.
yeah.
You have to worry about spiders.
Yeah. So you got to just take care of everything. Uh, is there a difference between the 2019 Mercedes chassis and the 2020 chassis? Good question, Crystal. Absolutely none. We asked that on camera for the record with the top Mercedes-Benz Sprinter dealer who works with the RVers, handles all the manufacturers, and I ask him that, and absolutely none. The difference is in the paperwork. The 2019 got all their paperwork approved by the EPA. The 2020 didn't, and it was being held up for some reason because of shipments between Germany and the U.S. And then they were making some in the U.S. and there was just a lot of bureaucratic red tape. And so there's been that big holdup. But they assured me that there are no differences. And I said, "You mean there's got to be some little differences?" None between the 2019 and the 2020 Mercedes. So there you go. And I would not have any problem saying if you can get one on the 2019 chassis, you're just fine. Mike, do you expect any restrictions when the Florida State Parks open? I don't think so. I think they'll be open just as normal. The restrictions would be
Using the bathrooms, I would think.
maybe they might, you might have to have your own bathroom. I think I've heard that on a couple of states where the state campgrounds are open, but their campground bathrooms are closed. So that might be some of the restrictions we see. I don't know. We'll see that in Florida.
I wonder when the playgrounds are going to be opened up.
Yeah, that's for kids, little kids. I think
Maybe
they're worried.
I don't know if they're worried about the germs on the playground equipment or little kids just naturally are in each other's faces.
Matt asked a question that I'm asking as well. Do you think we could get a leveler system put on a Wonder? Well, that's a question I know. I've asked Leisure about that, and they were not sure because they needed to have those 2020 Ford chassis in, and they needed to have their leveling people look at them. Um, but uh, right now, they do not have a leveling system, so it would be an option if they can do it. There are other companies that I think could probably put an automatic leveling system in for you. So I'm looking. I'll be talking, and then as soon as they open up with one manufacturer who has told me he wanted us to learn about the system that they're putting in, and I'll ask them as well. But at this point, I don't think that they have them, and you can ask them directly. Or the next time I talk to somebody from Leisure, I'll ask as well, and I will be able to share that with you. Have you ever camped on Drummond Island? That's Drummond Island, and that's in Lake Huron off the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We've never camped there, but we've been there. We've never camped there. Uh,
There were flies when we were there.
yeah, black flies, terrible
Just about
black flies.
carry you away.
Donna, are you staying at a rental in Florida, or is this your vacation home? This is our vacation home. This is a rental. We own this, and this is how we are supplementing our income during our retirement. We rent this out during the season, which is usually about now, Easter time through August. And obviously, all the short-term rentals in Florida have been closed, and we're not renting it out. So we're hunkering down here, and we will probably. I think our first rental now is the first week of June, and we're all booked up during the season. We keep it open in the fall for us because we like to stay here, and we spend a lot of time in the South. There's so much to see all over Florida. We love to explore Florida, and we love to explore the other southern states. So we'll probably leave here, and I think our general plan is in mid-May maybe, and head back to Michigan. If there was a chance to resurrect any of our travel to New Mexico or Arizona, we would want to learn about that in the next week or so, and then maybe we could make arrangements. But it doesn't
Yeah,
look like
and
that's going
I
to
don't know.
happen.
Should we say that we're considering selling this?
The condo?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't going to, but you just
Yeah, I
did.
just
So
did. I mean, so we're considering it.
I don't think we'll sell it.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think so. If you pass by Georgia, I recommend stopping at the Georgia Sea Turtle Center. It's very educational. I wonder where that is. I don't know where that is, John. Thank you. We go through Georgia a lot. Never have heard it.
didn't know about that.
Uh, so um, one has to go Florida or California. Well, gosh, depends on where you're going.
Depends on where you're launching from too.
Yeah. Well, do one year and the other the next. That's my thing. Nice day finally here in southeastern Michigan.
Good.
Being in such close quarters for a long time on the road has got to have a downside. Have you gotten into some really caustic disagreements or arguments about anything? Did you work it out? We did. You see this bruise right? No. People ask us that all the time because we talk very openly with each other on these air. You answer that. I mean, I know how I'd answer it, but you answer it.
We get along remarkably well.
And we're very different if you
Oh,
haven't
we
figured
are
that out.
absolute opposites.
And when they talk about opposites attract, there really is truth to
And
it.
then they attack. That's the
Oh,
rest of it.
no.
Heard that once.
Opposites attract and then they attack. No.
Yeah, we heard that at church. Got to be true.
Yeah, it's got to be true. Heard it at church. Um, we never have
We
caustic arguments. We never have. We don't, we've, I mean, I don't want to get silly here, but we have never yelled at each other ever.
mm-mm.
And certainly, other than you pushing, no, that we weren't even married when you pushed me through that door once. I remember that.
Oh, don't go to that story.
I don't want that stupid.
Or else, yeah,
It's a funny story. No, it's okay. It was cute.
yeah.
But
When your
we've
kids,
never, we always talk nice to each other. I think you more than me. Maybe sometimes my tone of voice. Sometimes, okay, can I tell that story about editing? Sometimes, like, because I'm a bottom line person when I'm out, I get really focused when we're video editing. And one day I was out shooting stuff and I was talking to Jen, and and then I logged the tapes, the video we shot, and I heard the tone of voice I was using. And I said to you at the time, do you remember what I said? I said, if anyone else talked to you with that tone of voice, I would have punched him out. That was my voice, and I had no idea that I didn't mean it that way. It just sounded that way. So I don't know how we
I'm
got into
trying to
this
think of what
topic.
state we were in when that happened.
Georgia, Georgia. Can we even?
Are we talking about when you were doing
Oh no, that was
freelance?
someone else.
That
No,
was,
I
yeah,
don't.
we'll sort it through later.
But I think it was. I don't know. But at any rate, so sometimes my tone of voice and you really, you've never been nasty to me ever.
What can I say? I guess you must not pay any attention.
That's probably the secret. Just tune them out. You don't know. Yeah. All right. How did the voting go for Elizabeth V? She didn't win.
She didn't win,
She didn't win. She came late to the game. She should have had that entry in there like 2 weeks before, and so she just did it in the last
but
minute.
it's really hard to win on those things because
Yeah.
they can be rigged. You can buy votes.
Yeah. And it gets pretty crazy. Okay. I'm kind of somehow I lost all my place here in this thing.
You got rattled, huh?
I got rattled. Somebody asked us. We shouldn't do personal questions.
No.
Are you going to reserve sites on your way to Yellowstone, as well as reserve a site at Yellowstone? I don't think so. We never have. The first year we went to Yellowstone, we reserved a site.
And then we didn't use any of them because we fell behind schedule and we lost out on all those reservations.
We never reserve spots unless I shouldn't say never, there's always an exception. Unless we
Right.
want to be someplace, and we need to do laundry or something, and it's late at night, and but most of the way we travel is we never reserve a site. We've never had a problem. We have Harvest Hosts we can go with. We have Boondockers Welcome. We
If I
have
were them,
Cracker
I would
Barrel
reserve a site.
to Yellowstone.
Yeah, get your sites lined up like ducks in a row. It's better to be in the park because it's so beautiful to be there in the evening and it's beautiful to be there in the morning and not have to drive in with everybody. I mean, some of my favorite memories are morning when the animals are just waking
Yeah.
up and the mist, and it's just so beautiful. If you can reserve a site, do it. I mean, we're
Yep.
different. We get caught up making videos, but they
Yeah.
should be able to get from A to B.
Yeah, it's just going to be hard to reserve spots in Yellowstone. Here's a little hint with Yellowstone: if you get a spot, or if you stay in one of the gateway cities and you can get in really early in the morning before 8, go to one of because they have a lot of sites that don't take any reservations, and they fill up every day. They have some sites that take reservations, but always have a few for walk-ins. If you line up early in the morning before 8, you can also often find a spot that's going to be opening up that day. It takes a lot of planning, and you spend all your time sitting in the car waiting to go, but it's a premium to get a spot at Yellowstone. Sharon wants to know: do you think bathrooms and showers will remain closed once state parks open?
I think yes.
I think a lot of them will be too. I do.
How do you keep them clean? How do you clean?
Yeah, you'd have to clean it every time somebody uses this. Don't you think?
Yeah. And, like the thing, somebody sneezes. How are you going to know somebody sneezed in there, a little bit before you got there?
Here's our buddy Matt that we met. Matt, a super chat from Matt. Thank you, Matt. Super chat for $5 from Matt's RV Reviews. We met Matt just the video that we have up right now from Ocala. We're doing a video on the Ocala National Forest. We met Matt at the Ocala RV show, and he wants to know if we're going to Hershey. This is the first year, Matt, we are not going to go to Hershey in years. We have done all we can do, I think, at RV shows in terms of videos, and we do tours and visits, and uh, I think we're going to drastically cut down. Of course, this whole shutdown is making that for sure happen, but our plan was to drastically cut back in how many RV shows we go to this year, so we can go out and do really what we like doing most, which is kind of putting together our little adventures and our videos. We probably will do Tampa again in the summer or in January,
January.
assuming that it is still on. But most of the time we don't. We're
I
not
wonder
going.
about Hershey.
Yeah, I wonder if I think that's usually the first week of September.
And, that's when everybody goes back to school and
They're out
the
east.
germs.
Yeah, they're out east, so who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah. Let's go through. We're almost out of time here, and here's somebody who we were talking about Du Bois, Wyoming, our favorite little town. I got caught for speeding. Nice
Oh,
town, but watch your speed. Yeah.
yeah, every little town in America.
Somebody wants to know where we can buy the book. Okay, once again, all of our books are right there at rvlifestyle.com
Thumbs up.
slash book. Oh, thumbs up? You tell them thumbs up. Thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up on this video, will you? I always forget to promote the video and to tell people to subscribe. So please do that. We're trying to get, if you want to have the videos show up with Google, they like to have lots of people liking it with those thumbs up. And that would be good. Let's see. David, favorite campgrounds in the Black Hills of South Dakota? We love the Black Hills of South Dakota. Custer State Park. They have a couple campgrounds there. Don't stay anywhere else. Go to Custer State Park. Beautiful campground and a great place to drive. They've got a kind of a wildlife loop that you can take. Lots of bison, and it's a beautiful thing. So give it a try. Hey, another super chat. This is from Michael Thompson. Thanks for the Yellowstone camping advice. Well, thank you, Michael. Thank you for getting the book. We really appreciate it. Is now a good time to buy a used RV?
It's always a good time to buy a used RV.
Yeah, that's where you get the best savings on it. And I think now is a better time than in a month from now, because in a month from now, people are going to say, well, what do we want to do for a vacation? Let's get an RV. And so they're going to go fast. Yes, I think it's a really good time. I'd get a time. It's a good time to buy a new one too, um, but I think the market is gonna really go big. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Going quickly through, we've got most of the ones caught. And just to Chris, thank you, Chris, for putting that up. That's our latest adventure that we just put up yesterday in the Ocala National Forest. We shot that video just before the lockdown, and you remember it was here. We said we were going to do a poll. Which videos did you all want us to do, in what order? And you picked first. You wanted the Key West. We did that last week, and second, you wanted the boondocking in Central Florida, and we did that this week. So
I like Sam
that's
saying
yeah.
you wish that we would go to Hershey.
Sam said, "I wish you guys would do Hershey." Well, Sam, I don't ever want to say that we won't.
You don't, as we all know, you don't know what tomorrow brings.
So we may go, but right now our plan isn't. Wow, another. I should stay on longer. We'll stay on long. You keep doing super chats.
Oh,
Here's one
geez,
from
Michael,
Maddie.
shameless.
Come on, keep those super chats coming in. Why not? You know, our
We
income's
do not
cut.
have garage sales anymore.
We have
'Cause
super
you
chat
get,
sales.
no, garage sales. You would get so inspired. You were selling everything in our house,
Oh, garage
like
sales
we
were
had
fun.
nothing left.
Yeah.
You saw antlers from a deer I mean, you were just like crazy.
But we got to say hi to Maddie. He
Okay,
gave us
all
a
right.
$20 super chat. He said, "Godspeed." Thank you, Maddie. I appreciate that. That is great. And Robin wants us to go to Hershey too. We met them there last year. I was so overwhelmed I cried. I do remember you. You did cry. Oh my gosh, Robin, we do have to go. That was one of the sweetest things.
I love Hershey, I love the state of Pennsylvania. I think it is a gorgeous state.
All right, if we are not out west, and that's the big if, because that's kind of on our, we've been planning this big trip, and but that's all dependent on
We don't know.
on that. Well, actually, we are supposed to be at an RV show. We're supposed to be at the California RV show the first week of October. We've always flown out there to that show, and we always regret it because we get there and we work hard and then we have to leave and we don't get to experience any of the camping in California. And it's so far away to drive from where we always are in the summer. So we had planned this trip out that we would start in August, make our way, through the Canadian Rockies, all the national parks in Canada, down to Vancouver, down into Washington State, down the Oregon coastline, down to Northern California, make our way down to Southern California and the RV show, and then go back and take our time, maybe hitting Yellowstone, a couple places on the way back, and some of the California national parks. But that would make it impossible.
That was pre-virus.
That would make it. That was pre-virus, and everything is up in the air now. We just don't know. So, but we love meeting you guys too. We really do. It's just that we've done Hershey every year, and we've not done the Pacific Northwest and California the way we would really like to. So that was our plan for this year, but who knows what will ever happen. That Georgia Turtle Center, give it a quick shout out. It's on Jekyll Island, and we have been to Jekyll
We have
Island.
been to Jekyll
No,
Island.
never saw it.
That was about 16 years ago. We were
Was
at
it that
Jekyll.
long
Yeah,
ago?
15 years. It was when our kids first moved down to
All
Georgia.
I remember is fishing on a pier, and we went on a boat, and all we caught were little sharks. Some of them were little hammerhead sharks, but they were really fun. It was fun catching. Threw them all back in, which is the way I like to catch fish. I like to throw them back in. All right, that's good. We've gone an hour and 5 minutes. Man, this one went fast. Thank you guys so much. The newsletter out tomorrow. Are you a part of our community, our newsletter? If you're on our in our RV community, RV lifestyle community, you got to join this group. Go to that site address right there. We send out a newsletter packed with information with my earphones. That comes out every Monday morning. You'll be in your email box tomorrow if you sign up tonight. And then when you're a member of our RV community, you get special deals. You get discounts on a lot of our partners that we work with and companies that we recommend. And many of them give you special discounts, and you always get first notice of all the stuff we're doing as well. So make sure you're part of our community and join that if you will. There we go. And this once more, I'll put the book address up so you can check out our books. Remember that Boondocking book special, $20, goes back up to its normal $27 at midnight. So if you haven't picked one up, now's the chance to do so. I sound like a huckster.
You do.
I do. I don't mean to. But wait, if you buy that book now, I will throw in absolutely free.
Pots and pans.
We got to get some pots and pans. All right, it's time for Bo. It's his special time.
Bo
we have to take him for a walk.
Bo wants his evening walk.
We're going to the Destin Dog Park tonight.
And then we got to watch another episode of The Crown.
Oh, have you guys watched The Crown? Man, well, you told us about it. We asked you. We are so into that. We're on season 3. We'll finish that in a day or two. What a great story that is. We have really enjoyed that. I could keep going.
Learning some history.
Yeah, it's great history. And it's really interesting. We've enjoyed it. Hey, we love you guys. And be safe. And this is ending. As we've been saying right through, this will end. It's starting to lighten up a little bit now. It'll get better in the next week. It'll get better after that. And we will be out on the road. There will be some kind of RV lifestyle going on this summer, and look forward to it. And we can't wait to get there. So take care.
Happy trails.
Bye-bye, everybody.